Now, we were hoping that Professor Clark would be here this evening to announce the details of the 2013 Graeme Clark Oration, but unfortunately there's an illness in his family, and so he has asked his good friend and member of the Graeme Clark Oration Organising Committee, Professor Emeritus David Pennington, Chairman of Bionic Vision Australia, to announce the details.
Thank you, Ross. Well, the Graeme Clark Oration has become a very important event in Melbourne's life, and it does celebrate the remarkable achievements of Graeme Clark and his team in the development of the first cochlear implant, harnessing all of the technology of implantation. The last Graeme Clark Oration was given this year by Professor Dame Linda Partridge, and you'll understand that the oration is capable of achieving huge interest in the Melbourne community and more widely. 4 events later, the Graeme Clark Oration has rightly become recognised as a major public science event, and there has at the audience been almost 5,000 attendees since it began, and 1,000 people have attended the oration dinner for sponsors and their guests. The 2013 Graeme Clark Oration will be, in fact, a very remarkable one. It is to be given by Mr. Geoffrey Lamb, who is President of Global Policy and Advocacy for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, on Monday the 29th of April at the Melbourne Exhibition Centre. Geoffrey Lamb, I'll just tell you a little about him. He leads the Foundation's international policy and advocacy team and its engagement with governments and international institutions. He was previously Managing Director of Public Policy and a Senior Fellow of the Foundation's Global Development Programme. Before joining the Foundation in 2006, Mr. Lamb held several senior positions at the World Bank, most recently as Vice President of Concessional Finance and Global Partnerships. In that capacity, he chaired a series of international negotiations through which governments provided the largest increase in more than 2 decades of World Bank funding for the world's poorest countries, and subsequently agreed to the financial framework to forgive multilateral debt of 40 countries. An Irish citizen, Mr. Lamb was born in South Africa and educated in South Africa and the United Kingdom. He was a fellow and deputy director of the Institute of Development Studies at the University of Sussex. He was a member of the board of the Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis and Malaria from its founding until 2006, and has been a board member of the International AIDS Vaccine Institute since 2000 and its chairman until 2008. He served as chairman of the international negotiations for replenishment of the African Development Bank's concessional arm with the African Development Fund in 2009 and 10. The oration will review the extraordinary success of the past half-century in reducing mortality and disease. It will show how investments in health have been critical for economic growth and reduction in global poverty, and help bring the goal of the end to absolute global poverty within a generation. But in respect of the huge basic health advances of recent decades, which have been the easy part, for example, big investments in routine vaccination and cleaner water have already delivered most of their dividends, and meantime we may face a long contraction in public finance, which will make it much harder to fund the future investments. What needs to be done to ensure the next transformation of global health and make the end of absolute poverty unattainable is a real question we have to face. Geoffrey Lamb, as the 2013 oration, has an extremely well credentialed and globally experienced individual who will no doubt inform and inspire us with his thoughts and messages. In fact, we've a great deal to learn from the tradition of public philanthropy in the United States, in this country, as we look to the future in a difficult situation of reduced public funding of so many of our important issues. It's been an honour to make this announcement on behalf of Graeme Clark, and I hope you'll be able to attend this important event.